So in this next video I'm going to tell a little bit more detail about everything that is included in the full business management service. Now I don't have time to list everything off because it would take so long to describe that. There's so many working parts and elements to managing short-term rental property. It would take a little bit of time, but I'll explain it just in case you're new to the industry and I want to give you those details. So we'll take it from the very start. We've got a property here, it may be totally empty and the team can help you price it, can help you get the furniture, can help you do all the marketing at the initial stages to get that property operationally ready. We're going to give you all the details to make sure your property, before we actually do anything, is 100% safe and legal. So we're never going to put anything on that breaks the law. So a big part of what we do in the full business management is making sure your property is safe, legal, meets all the regulation and legislation standards there, and that is massive. So you don't need to worry, you don't need to go and research about what these things are. It's all done for you. We've got a checklist and we make sure your property complies. Next thing, we're going to have a look at your property, make sure the advice that we are giving you is going to maximise your income. Lots of people jump in and get some forum posts, or have done a day's training with a company perhaps, and they might not have their property kitted out right. We're going to give you the advice to get your property launched the best it can be. The most amount of beds, the types of beds, the type of guests we're going to apply, the types of furniture you're going to have. If we get that wrong in the initial stages, it's not going to get the traction that it needs. We're going to help you with the pricing plan and the marketing. So as part of this, you don't need to worry about anything. We do all the marketing. So we're going to help you get the right photos, the right descriptions, make sure it's appealing online. You know, you've got a couple of seconds on a phone, people scroll through a split second to capture that guest's attention. And if you don't get that right with the first wow picture and the initial marketing, people are just booking your competitors. So we work on that. We design all the guest check-in procedures, so we give all the guest emails and phone calls and scripts to make sure your guests know all about the property. We make videos to give them all the details about your property. We work on all the guides, the welcome packs. We link with local businesses, local charities, so we can recommend things for guests to do. This all goes on to our direct booking platform, so we're building you a direct booking website as well, so you don't need to worry about spending £3,000-4,000 in credit card. We do all that for you and we link it and you get your own page for your property. We do social media campaigns, we launch your property. We deal with all the guest inquiries, we take the deposits, we take the money, we put the prices up when we think we can justify it, we put the prices down. Your property manager is going to be constantly looking at the prices of your property, probably every week. We're going to design a strategy over the next 18 months. We're going to have the launch phase, the growth phase and maturity phase, and that has different things regards pricing and the type of guests and the length of stay. We're going to work on all of this for you. As we go forward, we're going to help you with any guest feedback. As things go right or wrong with the property, we're going to change it. Your property manager is going to make sure we only get good reviews, because it's the traction on the portals like Airbnb, Booking.com. If we get bad reviews, it's really bad to start off. We want to launch our property, get that traction so that the algorithms within all these booking platforms are correct and we get right to the front page. And if you get that wrong, it's a disaster and you can't really recover from that. So we work there. We make sure all the guests are happy. We do 24-hour call answering for the guests. Your property manager is always there to answer the guest details, and a guest get your property manager's email and phone number. So no call centres, no phoning up and waiting and hold for 20 minutes like you do with all these big companies. They get the email and phone number, as do you. And we'll cover that in another video about what you get with your regional property manager. But the guests get constant access and 24-hour calls. Now, guests tend to check in on a Friday. You don't need to worry about guests not being able to get into a property or work heating at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. We are there to deal with that for you. So 24-hour contacts for the guests. We do the check-in calls, we do the post-follow-up calls, we do once they've moved out, make sure they're happy, make sure they're going to give a good review. We deal with any problems in the property, so we manage the whole guest throughout the process of their stay, and then the customer service after it to try and get them to come back and recommend that property and leave us good reviews. We deal with any maintenance issues. We're going to inspect the property periodically, make sure it's there. We're going to help you with all the things you're going to need from a maintenance perspective, like grass cutting, window cleaning, gutter cleaning, the annual safety checks, gas safety check, making sure your property is safe and legal as we go on. If things need replaced and renewed, we're going to give you that option to do that, give you the advice. There's so many things that we do, and again, I want to keep this video under 5 minutes, but absolutely everything we do for you when it comes to the operation and management of your property. Meaning you could retire, you could go travelling for 6 months, and you wouldn't need to do anything. And your team are there to maximise the income in this. So we don't just sit back, we don't launch a property with set prices. They're constantly updating things, making sure your property is getting the most amount of bookings and getting the most amount per night for those bookings.